Welcome to this session of Materials Engineering. Myself, Anirban Sarkar, Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering of JIS College of Engineering, Kollam. We are discussing about the Module 1, and today will be discuss about the Miller indices. So we are in Module 1, that is in crystal structure. Today's topic is Miller indices. Learning outcome: to understand the importance of orientation and indexing of the crystal plane. So generally, the indexing is done to know the orientation and indexing of the crystal plane, and Miller indices is widely accepted the indexing mechanisms. First of all, we have to know the brief about the indexing of a lattice plane. The orientation of a plane in a lattice is indicated by the index of the plane. The method of marking this plane symbolically was made popular by English crystallographer Miller, and hence the indices of the plane are called Miller indices. Miller indices are the reciprocal of the fractional intercepts which the plane makes with the crystallographic axis. These reciprocal of fractional intercepts are converted to minimum of whole numbers, that is in integers, by common multiplication with certain number. This multiplication by the same number to all intercepts or reciprocal of the intercept does not change the orientation of the plane. The number for the planes are then enclosed in bracket, which is called parenthesis. For example, suppose the plane 111 that is given in bracket is read as, that is 111 and not 111, like this. Negative indices are written with a bar over the number. The planes related by the symmetry are called planes of a form, and a set of these are represented by the index of which them enclosed in curly brackets. For example, that is 6 faces of a cube which have indices, that is 100 in one face, in another face 010, in another face 1 bar 00, 1 bar 0, 001 and 001 bar are the planes of a form and are indicated by 100. So now, first of all, here in this figure we can see, that is the procedure of finding Miller indices of a plane. So in this figure it is shown that a 3 axis, that is x, y, z are shown, and on that a crystallographic plane are shown as an hatched line or an hatched area. The unit along the x-axis is taken as, that is, A, B and C respectively, which are the unit vectors, and the lines are joining in each, that is x, y and z respectively, by P, Q and R. So we need to find the Miller indices of this plane, and the procedures is, that is, first of all, we need to find out the intercepts made by the plane under consideration of three reference axes, that is as shown, that is x, y and z, and symbolically these are assumed that they are P, Q and R. So the PQR point along the x, y and z axis, these planes are, that is, actually lies. So by joining these P, Q and R, we are getting a plane. Now second, that convert these intercepts to fractional intercepts by dividing their axial length. So the axial length in this x, y and z axis, that is A, B and C are respectively, that is the, and then the fractional intercepts will be P by A, Q by B and R by C. Now next process, that is, find out the reciprocal of these fractional intercepts. In the above case, they will be A by P, B by Q and C by R. Now number 4, convert this reciprocal to the minimum of whole number by multiplying each of them with their LCM, that is lowest common multiplication. Now let us this number as H, K and I respectively. Incidentally, for a cubic system that we know, that is the axial lengths are equal, that is A equal to B equal to C, and hence the reciprocal of the fractional intercepts will be become 1 by P, 1 by Q and 1 by R respectively. That is, they became reciprocal of their respective intercepts. Now the last one, that is, encloses this number in brackets parentheses as H, K and L. The notation HKL represents the Miller indices of the plane under consideration. For example, that is plane ABC as shown in this figure intercepts of 2 units along x-axis, 3 units along y-axis and 2 units along z-axis. So we need to find the Miller indices of this plane, which consists, that is ABC area. So how to determine the Miller indices? The first of all, here the intercepts are along axes, that is x, y, z respectively, that is 2, 3 and 2 on mutually perpendicular 3 axes. Step 2, we have to find the reciprocals. So that is very easy, that is became 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 2 respectively. Then step 3, we need to find the least common denominator, that is of 2, 3 and 2, that we will get 6, and multiplying each reciprocal by we, that is LCD, that we will get, that is 2, 3, 3, 2 and 3, and hence the Miller indices of the plane as shown in the previous slide, that is ABC, will be 2, 3, 3, 2 and 3 respectively. 3, 2 and 3 respectively. Now, it is very important, that is important features of Miller indices. First of all, for a cubic crystal, especially, the important features of Miller indices are a plane which is parallel to any one of the coordinate axes has an intercepts of infinity. That is, a plane which is parallel to any coordinate axis has an intercepts of infinity is taken in a cubical crystal system. Therefore, the Miller index of this axis is 0. That is, for an intercepts of an infinity, the corresponding index will become 0. A plane passing through the origin is defined as the term of a parallel plane having non-zero intercepts. Next, all equally spaced planes, parallel planes, have same Miller indices. That is, the Miller indices do not only define a particular plane but also a sets of parallel planes. Thus, the planes whose intercepts are 1, 1, 1 or 2, 2, 2 or -3, -3, -3, etc. are all represented by the same set of Miller indices. Now here in another example which is given in a cubical system, we need to find the Miller indices of the following plane. The plane is, that is, along x-axis, that is 2, y-axis 3 and z-axis, that is 1. So along x-axis, the coordinate points are mentioned as follows, that is 2, 0, 0. Along y-axis, the coordinate point will be 0, 3, 0. And along z-axis, it will be 0, 0 and 1. So you need to find the Miller indices of this plane. So first of all, find the intercepts along axis. So that will be 2, 3, 1. We need to take reciprocal the following step, that is 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1. Then convert this smallest integer into the same ratio, that is 3 to 6. Now the Miller indices are given in an closed parenthesis, that is in bracket, first bracket, that is it is given 3 to 6, and that is the Miller indices of these planes which have cubical system consideration. For another example, we need to find out, calculate the Miller indices for the plane which intercepts 2a minus 3b and 4c along the crystallographic axis. So in this plane that is given, so we need to consider this is an cubical system, otherwise mentioned. The intercepts of the plane are, that is given 2a minus 3b and 4c respectively. So the intercepts will become, that is 2, minus 3 and 4. Now step 1, how to find the Miller indices, that is the intercepts are taken, that is 2, minus 3 and 4 along the 3 axes. Step 2, the reciprocals are, so that will be, we need to convert that is 1 by 2, comma 1 by minus 3 and minus 1 by 3, sorry, and 1 by 4 respectively. The least common denominator then will be 2, 3 and 4 will be 2 and 4. Then multiplying each reciprocal by the LCD, that is lowest common denominator, that is we will get 6, minus 4 and 3. And hence the Miller indices of this plane will be 6, 4 and 6 minus 4, 6, 4 and 3. Now, in Miller indices, that Miller not only gives us the that findings of crystallographic orientation, that is, he also gives the how to find the Miller indices of any directions. So as shown in this figure, that is a crystallographic axis are shown and a direction are as shown. So along that direction, we need to find the Miller indices. Okay. First of all, simplified in a cubical system. So it is shown, that is along the direction from the axis of origin, that is given as OD, and it is cut into at point P. So first of all, draw a straight line of OD passing through the origin and parallel to the RS, because this RS is the direction which will be given, or otherwise any angular things will be given, then we need to be measured. Now second process, take any point on the line OD such as P and draw perpendicular on XY plane, YZ and ZX planes. Then the next process is find the fractional intercepts of OL, OM and ON respectively in terms of axial units. So that will be become OL by OA along the fractional intercepts, and OM by OB and ON by OC along the X, Y and Z corresponding axes. Now again, we need to convert these intercepts to smallest integers by multiplication or division throughout. And last of all, encloses these square brackets which represents Miller indices of the line parallel to RS. So the direction of any line in a lattice is described, first of all, drawing a line through the original parallel or original from the origin parallel to the given line, and then giving the coordinates of the any point of the line. If the coordinates of the points on the line are suppose taken as U, V and W, then the notation in given in third bracket, that is U, V and W will have the same coordinates. So whenever we have the value of, that is U, V and W, there is always converted to a set of smallest integers by multiplication or division throughout. So the directions, these directions related by symmetry are called directions of a form, and a set of these are represented by the indices of them enclosed in an angular brackets. So these are the summary of the notations. So in the directions, the symbols are given in a third bracket. It may be that is UVW, for example, or maybe in that symbol like this, greater than, lesser than, and it indicates that a particular direction. For a plane also similarly, that is given by either first bracket or second bracket. For example, that is taken as HKL, and it is also indicates particular plane. And for a second bracket, if it indicates, and the alternative symbols for the double bracket, that is the family of the plane it is indicates. And for the points also, the symbols, that is XYZ, we can give for a particular point or a family of point. So in this figure, we need to find the directions of this unit cell. For the each of the three axes, there will exist both positive and negative coordinates. Thus, negative indices are also possible, which are represented by a bar over the appropriate indices. And from this figure, it shows that is 100, 110, and 111 directions within a unit cell. Now, in this figure, it is shown that an unit cell have crystallographic, and it is an hexagonal, it is an cubical cell, which is we need to be find a point that is given as projection on x-axis, that is given as a by 2. So the vector is drawn passing through the origin of the coordinate system, and therefore no translation is necessary. Projection of this vector onto the x, y, and z axis, that is respectively is 1 by 2, b, and 0, c. So the fractional intercepts will become 1 by 2, 1, and 0 in terms of unit cell parameter. That is when A, B, and C's are dropped. Because in this cubical system, that is A equal to B equal to C. Reduction of this number to the lowest set of integers is accompanied by multiplication of each by the factor of 2. So this yields the integers, that is 1, 2, and 0, which are then enclosed in this bracket, that is 1, 2, and 0. Now next is, that is important properties of unit cells. So the type of atoms, first of all we need to identify, and what is their relationship with the radius r. Cell dimensions, that is the lattice spacing, that is A, B, and C, in terms of their atomic radius r, and angle between the axes, that is alpha, beta, and gamma, and A star, B star, and C star, that is the lattice distance in the reciprocal lattice. Alpha star, beta star, and gamma stars are the angle of reciprocal lattice. Small n, which is the number of atoms per unit cell. For an atom that is shared with m adjacent unit cells, we only count a fraction of atom, that is 1 by m in a particular unit cell. Cn, which is represents the coordination number, which is the number of closest neighbors to which an atom is APF, that is the atomic packing factors, which is the fraction of volume of the cell that is actually occupied by the heart sphere. And APF is defined sum of atomic volumes by volume of the cell. So in this figure given, that is common crystal structures and their properties. So in a simple cubic structure, that is N is 1, Cn is 6, and A by R, that is relation is 4 by root over 4, and APF is calculated as 0.52. For a body centered cubic, face centered cubic, and hexagonal closed pack center also, that is the N, that is number of atom effectively in an unit cell, coordination number, and what is the relation between the lattice parameter and R, and atomic packing factors are given. It is noted that in a simple cubic structure, total 8 cornered atoms are there. So each atom in a unit cell shared by 1 by 8. In a body centered cubic, along with 8 corner atoms, 1 atoms fully at the inside of an unit cell. So that is effectively the number of atom per unit cell, that will be 8 into 1 by 8 plus 1, that is equal to 2, and coordination number, that is 8. And this relationship with atomic radius A and that is lattice parenthesis A and atomic radius R, that is given by 4 by root over 3. And while calculating the APF, so that will give us 0.68. For face centered cubic, the small n, that is effective number of atom in an unit cell, that is 4. In this face centered cubic, 8 corner atoms are there, shared by 1 by 8 of a unit cell, and there are all faces, there are 1 atoms shared by half of the corresponding 2 unit cells. So the effective number of atom in an unit cell, that will be 4, and coordination number, that is will be 12, and its relationship with the lattice parameters A and atomic radius R, that will be 4 by root over 2. And while calculating the atomic packing factor, it will give us, that is 0.7. Hexagonal closed pack, that is different from the cubical system. It has hexagon on the top and bottom faces. In the top faces and bottom faces, there are total 6 corner atoms are there, that is shared by 1 by 6th of an unit cell particularly. And in top and bottom also, 1 face atoms are there, that is shared by half of the unit cell. And the interior, there are total 3 atoms are there in a unit cell. So total, that is N, which is denoted, that is effective number of atom, that will be 6, coordination number, that is 12, and APF, while we will calculate, that will give us, that is 0.74, like face centered cubic. So with this, we are likely to conclude this session. These are the references. Thank you for joining this session.